Back with, "Who'da Thunk It? Are we really shocked?" News of the day. Let me switch a Rooney. Gilgo Beach suspect Rex Heuermann once stalked employee onto cruise ship, quote, "I could find you anywhere." Are we shocked that Rex Heuermann turns out to be a giant creepo to attractive woman he was close to with at work? Fry is again trying to communicate with the cats. The cats are still not receptive to his talking. Accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann was so obsessed with showing off his hunting skills to a female colleague that he stalked her onto a cruise ship, the freaked ex coworker said. Quote, going out shooting hunting was Heuermann's passion, Muriel Hernandez said, or Henriquez, sorry, told CBS's Erin Moriarty in an upcoming 48 hour special about her former boss, who was arrested in July for the decades old murders of at least three young women on Long Island. Heuermann, a 59-year-old married dad of two and Manhattan architect, once demanded to know where Enriquez was going to be on her 40th birthday cruise. She said, quote, "I'm going to be in the middle of the ocean. You're not going to be able to find me in the middle of the ocean." And he said, "Oh, yes, I can," Enriquez said. On the second day of her trip, there was a white envelope under her door, and it was a note from Heuermann, Enriquez said. And the note said, "I told you I could find you anywhere," she said. Um, super El Creepo. El Creepo move. Look, this guy is a creep. He's a creep and a stalker, and you never, ever, ever challenge these kind of people because the first thing these people do if you challenge them is prove you wrong. And he is an egotist, and you just challenged him, and you're a woman, and you challenged him. So, yikes. The unnerving message proves doubly chilling in the wake of Hierman's arrest this past summer for the strangulation murders of Amber Lynn Costello, Megan Waterman, and Melissa Bartholomew. All three women were found wrapped in burlap off Ocean Parkway near Gilgo State Park, a few minutes from Hierman's family home on Long Island in December 2010. The burlap was indicative of a hunter, an expert says, or tells Andrew in a preview of upcoming 48 Hours installment. So we might watch this 48 Hours. I'm sure it will be all the truthy, if you know what I mean. But he is a huge man. I mean, and it's super de-duper creepy that he was able to get to her, or at least send a note in the middle of the ocean, or while she was on this cruise. When investigators tore apart his family's dilapidated Massapequa Park home after his arrest, they unearthed a concrete lined gun vault. Thank God it wasn't from Liberty Safes, otherwise, they would have had it opened in 2 days. 2 seconds, really. Shortly before his arrest, police had a major breakthrough when DNA swiped from Heuermann's discarded pizza crust was linked to a sample taken from the material found on Waterman's body. I am very confident that Mr. Heuermann is our subject, Suffolk County Police Commissioner Rodney Harrison told Newsday a month after the bombshell arrest. Harrison declined to comment on whether Heuermann was looking to kill again before he was taken into custody, but the top cop reiterated that he believed the Shore native was someone that ruined families and someone who is a predator, someone who shattered lives. Is Rex Heuermann going to be held accountable for the other bodies on Ocean Parkway? Time will tell, the official added. Heuermann is in custody in Suffolk County Jail after pleading not guilty to multiple charges of first and second degree murder. In the 2 months since his arrest, police in Nevada and South Carolina have allegedly looked into the possibility that he preyed on women in their jurisdictions. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department is looking into a direct comparison of Herman's DNA and genetic material found with the body of 17-year-old Victoria Camara, who was found dead in 2003. Herman owned a timeshare in Las Vegas around 2004 and traveled to the area semi-frequently, records indicated. So I really do think that he is probably going to have a much higher body count than initially indicated. I believe kind of like the BTK, he is probably going to end up being kind of braggadocious about it after a bit. Uh, Possibly, not to the extent that BTK was almost taunting the police to find him so that he could take credit, but I think he is going to, possibly want to take the dark fame away from it once he realizes there's no chance that he's going to be able to go back to a normal life. I think that he's going to be okay with kind of the dark fame aspect. But it really is very creepy that he has, um, in a sense, he's a predator, he's a hunter, and that's what he saw even women at his office as. He saw them not so much as people, but objects to hunt, and really, I think that's, unfortunately something that the investigators and the lawyers going into this are going to have to really, kind of change their mindset to see that, uh this particular gentleman, if he did the crimes that he is accused of, he didn't see these women as people, as sisters, as mothers, as, uh, daughters. He saw them as prey, as, an accomplishment, as something to hunt, as sort of a thrill, if you will, and that's incredibly, incredibly creepy, and how terrifying for this coworker to have dealt with this, and doubly terrifying to realize after the fact that she worked so closely and possibly, pulled on the tiger's tail of this very, very, scary individual. I would have been terrified. I would not have gone back to work, but not everyone's in that position. I mean, you can't always, quit work, unfortunately, because your boss is El Creponio, if you will. So I am glad that nothing happened to this woman. I am glad that they've caught this man, and hopefully justice will be done for these families and the other bodies that have been found along that beach. Hopefully, if they're not tied to Rex Heuermann, hopefully they have, with the extra attention that's been given to this case, they find leads that will lead them to giving closure to these other families, because none of these people are what they used to term the less dead. These people all had families. These people all have someone. They were all someone to someone. And, if anything, passing the anniversary of 9/11 should remind us is that, every human life should be treated with dignity. And we should definitely work as hard as we can to help find and bring justice to these people. If they don't have family left, then at least for us, uh, you know, Americans, the people left behind, you know, as citizens, to give them at least that peace and to be their stand-in, their, surrogate family and give them that justice. Uh, that's what I that's what I hope the justice, system aspires to be in my very Pollyanna, most Pollyanna of attitudes, which I generally don't have a Pollyanna attitude. I generally have a Daria attitude, which is like, "Oh my god, everyone sucks." But in my most Pollyanna of attitudes, I really hope that, uh, those people who no longer have families, those victims who maybe don't have anyone left, that we, you know, in a small part, us lay tubers, crime tubers, law tubers, to a certain extent, can be the voice for the victims, you know, and, really just keep this case going, and while these 3 young ladies are on the road to get justice, we can still keep those other people who haven't found justice in our thoughts, and hopefully the exposure that this case has gotten now will give the other people justice too. I mean, this case has taken a long time, but we have seen the Green River case, we've seen this particular case, we have seen a lot of old cases start to be solved with new technology, so there's always hope. Well, that's all for this. I just saw this pop up, and since I have been, following this case, I have been trying to keep you guys updated on what is going on in the Gilgo slash Long Island serial killer case, so I did wanna keep you up to date with this. I will see you guys at 7 PM tonight. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.